Yeah, so we have completed three demos, right? DevOps introduction. So in DevOps introduction, what is DevOps? What is automation? Why automation, right? So why the project teams are looking for automation tools, right? And second demo we completed, which is a question and answers, right? So technical questions, general questions, right? And also third demo, which is a AWS introduction, right? So cloud introduction. So three demos completed, right? From today onwards, regular sessions. So today we are going to discuss about SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle, right? So as the DevOps engineer, what we will do? So in development environment, what will happen, right? So what are the roles we perform, right? What activities we do, and developers what they will do, testers what they will do. As a DevOps engineer, how to coordinate with them, right? So how the development environment will be in the development environment. So how the development will happen, right? So these are all very very important before going to work on cloud AWS services. First, we need to understand this process. Fine. So anyone newly joined today? So this is the fourth session. Today is the fourth session, right? So same link is working today. So yeah, people can join using the same link, right? So already people are joined. So still people are joining. Yeah. So anyone newly joined today, can you share your WhatsApp number and email address to the chat? Anyone newly joined today? Because we provide you all the previous demo recordings so that you can go through. Anyone newly joined today? Online guys. So I share my number. My mobile number is 96422111711. Is my mobile number. You can take down. So anyone newly joined today, can you share your WhatsApp number and email address to the chat so that we'll provide you previous recordings and course content, and if any documents are available, we provide you. Can you share your WhatsApp number in the chat? Anyone newly joined today? And also, WhatsApp group already created. So nearly 18 to 20 members already added into WhatsApp group. So if you are interested, you can add into WhatsApp group as soon as possible. Because yeah, so in the group only we share all the information, right? Fine. Yeah. So SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. Fine. So, as a DevOps engineer, what is our role in DevOps environment? So, we always deploy the application. Continuous, it's a continuous deployments. Our role is continuous deployments, and also we do automation. What is automation, anyone? What is automation? So, manual activities, whatever we are doing currently. So, code pushing, code pulling, code merging, right? So, manual activities we can do in automated way. So by single click, we can deploy a number of applications. By single click, we can pull the code, we can push the code, we can modify, we can, we can perform the activities by using single click. So which is nothing but, yeah, automation, right? Yeah. So developers develop the code in their local workspace, right? So as a DevOps engineer, we need to coordinate with the developers. So this we can say local workspace. Local workspace. This is a developer A and developer B. So developers they work in their local workspace, right? So developer A, developer B, they are working on their local workspace. What is workspace? Anyone? So workspace is nothing but where we start our work, right? Where developers prepare the coding, right? So as a DevOps engineer, we don't need to worry about coding part. So we don't do any development, right? So developers start the development in their local workspace. So workspace is nothing but where they start their development activity. So this local workspace, we can say we can say this is a local Git. Local Git. So what is Git, anyone? We discussed already, right? In the first demo session, we discussed already. So local workspace, we can say local Git. Okay. So here Git is nothing but it is a repository tool or version control tool. It is a repository tool or version control tool, right? So here a developer start the development in their local Git, right? So it is a repository tool or version control tool. What is repository? Where developers store the data is nothing but repository. So version control tool. What is version control? So here version control, when we talk about version control, so it will track the changes. Version control will track the changes. So based on some comments here. So who did changes? When did changes? And what purpose did changes? Based on the comments, Git will track the versioning. Okay. So who did changes? For example, Ram did changes. When did changes? By 8 a.m. IST did some changes. So what purpose did changes? Due to some production issue, prod issue, did some changes. Okay. So Git will track the versioning. Who did what? For example, in a development environment, so 10 developers are working on the application development. Okay. So every application will have three parts, right? Front end, back end, database. What is front end? It is a UI. For example, when we open Flipkart, so which is the page will be open, right? Which is front end. So back end is nothing but so whatever changes are happening in the application. So back end team will work on that. So for example, if you go with the Flipkart, so this is front end UI, right? So every customer they first open and go through this front end only, this front end. Okay, they show you some offers, right? So products, pricing, right? Everything you can see in the front end only, right? Yeah. So back end, what is back end? So back end, some API development will be happened. For example, for example, the back end. See here. So for example, if you click on this product, for example, okay, so it will redirect to vendor site. So this is Flipkart is the middle, right? Flipkart is the middle. It will take the product from vendor, it will deliver to the customer, right? So this pricing, so they are giving some 57% off, right? So free delivery, so they are showing something here. So these are all back-end team will work on this. Back-end team, they modify the pricing. So Diwali, coming Diwali offers also they are giving, right? So Diwali offers, like for example, currently it is in 50% off. Currently they are giving 50% off. They want to give 80% off. Backend team will modify the code. Where they modify the code? In local Git. In local Git, in local Git they modify the code. Okay. So once they move to the next level, that will be changed. The application will be changed. This application pricing will be changed. This will be updated. So every application will have three major components, which are like front end and back end and also database, right? So front end is a front end UI, back end is a back end API development, database is, what is database? For example, if you want to create your profile, so my profile for example, so when you create your profile, where the profile will be saved? Database only, right? Flipkart local database. So here these are the products. When you click on any product, that will redirect to vendor site. So but some products will be saved in the Flipkart local database also. For example, I booked one mobile few weeks back. I booked one mobile. They delivered within 4 hours. How they delivered? So normally vendor will be in other city, right? So how they deliver? They have their local warehouse in Hyderabad, right? So some products will be saved in the local Flipkart database also, right? So they deliver within 4 hours. Fine. Yeah. So front end, back end database. Every application will have front end, back end database. So here developer A, developer B, they are working on same application development. So in real time projects. So currently we are using Agile methodology. Currently we are working on Agile. What is Agile? Anyone? What is Agile? So Agile is a parallel development. It is a parallel development. Parallel development, right? So before Agile, we used to work on waterfall methodology, right? What is waterfall? It is a sequential development. Waterfall is a sequential development. Agile is a parallel development. So, for example, yeah, sorry, yeah, please come. Yes. So waterfall is a sequential development, Agile is a parallel development, right? So earlier we used to work on waterfall methodology. In waterfall, sequentially the development will be happened, application development. So while working on application development, if any issues happened in the application, they used to stop the development and they used to work on issues. They fix the issues, then they used to continue. That takes more time. Waterfall methodology, sequentially, they used to develop the applications, they used to develop the yeah, plugins and patches, right? So in that waterfall, it takes more time to develop the applications. Okay, so in our project, in our organization, yeah, 6 years back, our team size 180 members. 180 members. Nearly 40 developers. They used to work on the application development, right? So once they get any requirement, they used to take 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 year like that, right? So currently the team size is 30 members only. Development team 10 members only. Earlier 40 members, now 10 members only. Because currently we are using Agile methodology. Agile is nothing but parallel development. So parallelly they develop the application, right? They integrate all the parts. So yeah, one application will divide into bits and pieces which are yeah, which we can call it as sprints. Sprints. An application will be divided into bits and pieces. That will call it as sprint. Sprint is nothing but it is a timeline. Timeline, right? So sprint can be 1 week to 1 month. So every developer they work on sprints only. So sprint can be 1 week to 1 month. Example, one sprint started today. By next Sunday EOD, that should be completed. That is a weekly sprint. Monthly sprint, for example, one sprint started today. By next month, fifth EOD, end of the day, that should be completed. Sprint can be 1 week to 1 month. Okay. So developers always work on sprints, right, to complete the activities. So in local Git, developers start the development activity. Okay. So once development is completed, testing is completed, the code will be pushed to the remote repository, which is GitHub. So Git is nothing but repository tool or version control tool, right? So in local, once the coding is completed, development is completed, they push the code to a remote repository, which is we can say GitHub. Okay. So what is Git? We understand already, right? Git and GitHub both are same. Git is a local repository. GitHub is a remote repository. So in Agile methodology, currently we are using this DevOps tools, this SDLC. Okay. Yeah. So here, whatever code is developed, that will be pushed to the remote repository, which is GitHub. So the code is here currently. Okay. So once the code is moved to GitHub, our next tool is Jenkins. In this flow, our next tool is Jenkins. So what is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do? We'll try to understand. So this is Jenkins. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. So continuous integration, continuous delivery tool, right? So in DevOps, we have multiple tools are there. All the tools are individual tools. One tool will not communicate other tool. So Jenkins is a mediator tool. It will communicate all the tools. It will integrate all the tools by installing plugins. So currently we are discussing about Agile methodology, right? In Agile, if you want to deploy this code, whatever code developed by developers, this code if you want to deploy onto web servers or production servers, right, we require CI/CD tool which is Jenkins. Okay, so Jenkins, once we configure Jenkins, so with this Jenkins first we need to integrate GitHub. This GitHub we need to integrate with the Jenkins. So how can we integrate? By installing plugin. So first if you want to deploy this code from GitHub to target servers, so first we need to integrate GitHub with the Jenkins. If you want to integrate GitHub with the Jenkins, we require one plugin. What is plugin, anyone? What is plugin? Plugin is a one software, one package. So I want to pull the code from GitHub to Jenkins, right? In Agile methodology, this code should be pulled from GitHub to Jenkins, because this code should be finally deployed onto target servers, right? So earlier we used to use waterfall. In waterfall, we use normal methods. So currently we have DevOps tools, right? So by using DevOps tools, we are deploying the code. Okay, yeah. So this code, whatever code is available on the GitHub, that code I want to pull from GitHub to Jenkins, for which first we need to integrate GitHub with the Jenkins. After that, I prepare some jobs here. So once I prepare the jobs, if I trigger this job, once I trigger this job, this code will be pulled from GitHub to Jenkins, right? So whatever code we received from GitHub to Jenkins, which we can say this is a raw code. Raw code. What is raw code? Raw code is nothing but it is a unstructured code, unformatted code. So this raw code, we cannot deploy onto web servers or application servers. Finally, this code should be deployed onto application server or Tomcat server. Application server or Tomcat server. Finally, the code should be deployed onto application server or Tomcat server. This code. Okay. Yeah, this is the raw code. Raw code will not understand by application servers. That is why what we will do, this raw code is a unstructured code, unformatted code. So this we cannot deploy onto application servers. That is why we integrate one more tool, which is Maven. This is Maven. What is Maven? Maven is a build tool which will generate artifacts. Okay, what is artifact? I'll explain that. So Maven is a build tool which will generate artifacts. What is artifact? It is a archive file. So which is, we can say, binary file. So artifact is nothing but archive file. Yeah, so which is archive file, so binary file. So this application servers will understand only artifacts, binary files. So whatever code we pulled from GitHub to Jenkins, that code should be converted into one single file, one artifact that will be understood by application servers. Okay, everyone following, right? Everyone following, right, online guys, what we are discussing here? Right, fine. So here developer develop the code in their local Git. Once development is completed, they push the code to remote repository, which is GitHub. That code should be finally deployed onto application servers, right? Yeah. So if you want to deploy this code, we require Jenkins. Jenkins is the DevOps tool, which is CI/CD tool. This is main tool in DevOps. This is the main tool, right? So by using this Jenkins, yeah, we can pull the code from GitHub to Jenkins by creating jobs. Once we pull the code from GitHub to Jenkins, which is a raw code, the code which we pulled, which is a raw code. Raw code means unstructured code, unformatted code. That raw code will not understand by application servers. That is why we are integrating one more tool, which is Maven. Maven will convert that raw code into one structured code, one artifact, single file. For example, in your laptop, you have 200 documents are there, PDF documents. I asked you to send those documents to me. What is the simplest way to send those documents to me? How can you send the documents? By converting into zip format, right? So you can convert into zip format, you can attach to email and send it across, right? That is the simplest way. Instead of attaching 200 documents to the email, you can attach single file, zip file, right? Same way, same functionality will work in Maven also. Maven will take the raw code, convert it into single file. That single file, war file or jar file. So I'll show you. So normally in real-time projects, for example, Java development is going on here. In local Git, Java development is going on. Okay, Java development. In Java development, for example, developers are working on desktop application, desktop app development. Desktop application means what is desktop application? For example, there is a calculator. Calculator. This is the desktop application. In my laptop only, this will work, right? So this is a local application, right? So my calculator you cannot access. Your calculator I cannot access. So which will work in our local systems, which is a desktop application. So developers, they are working on Java development. If they develop desktop application, so Maven what it will do? It will generate jar file. So this raw code Maven will take and convert into jar file. Jar full form is Java archive file. Okay. So if the application is Java desktop application, Maven will convert into jar format, Java archive file. Okay. So if the application is web application, what is web application? Web application means we can deploy onto server. So calculator we can have in the laptop or a desktop. So web applications we can deploy onto servers that we can access through internet, right? So if the development team is developed web application, so Maven will convert into WAR file, web archive file. Okay, yeah. So and also we have another application also, which is we can say enterprise application development, which Maven will convert into EAR file, enterprise archive file, archive file. So based on the application, Maven will convert into respective format. Okay, yeah. So here Maven generated, for example, one war file. So this war file will be pushed to the application server by using Maven, right? Sorry, Maven will generate war file. That war file give back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that war file to application server. Here we deploy the war file. Once we deploy a war file here, so the application can be accessible through internet. So getting right? Are you getting everyone? This we can say build and release process. Build and release process. Okay. So every development team they are following this process. Okay. Yeah. So here developers develop the code. So in a desktop application or web application or enterprise application. So based on the application development, right? That should be deployed onto application server finally, right? Yeah. So this is the process in real time projects. Yeah. Every developer should follow. But here development is going on, but where the testing will be happened, where the testing will be happened, right? Yeah. So we integrate one more tool here, which is, yeah. So this is, we can say, Sonar code review tool. Sonar code review tool. Sonar code review. Sonar code review tool. So this, yeah, this is the mainly for code review. So every project team, they maintain some code standards. Every project team, they maintain some code standards. So whatever code developer by developers, that code should be reviewed, right? So this Sonar code review the entire code. So in Sonar code review tool, developers, what they will do, they create some metrics. Okay, so what is metrics? Metrics is nothing but rules. Like any duplicate lines are there, errors are there. So in Sonar, developers, they create the metrics. As per the metrics, Sonar will work. For example, if any three duplicate lines are there, three duplicate lines. Okay, yeah, in Sonar, what they will do, they create some metrics here. So if any more than three duplicate lines are, or two duplicate lines, Sonar will, yeah, it will scan that, it will review that, it will inform to the developers. They will fix that. For example, this is a Flipkart, right? The Flipkart application, if any duplicate lines are there, what will happen? This product will be, this product will display three times. So this pricing will display three times, right? This offer will display three times. So that is why duplicate lines are, yeah, duplicate lines, errors, always the Sonar will scan that, Sonar will review that. Okay, yeah. So Sonar is a standard tool, so to review the code standards. Okay, every project team, they maintain some code standards. As per their metrics, Sonar will review the code and it will show you the errors and duplicate lines. Fine. Yeah, so here, this is the live application development. This is the live application development. In live application is nothing but Flipkart, Amazon shopping site, Meesho, Mintra, Trends. These are all live applications. In live, on the fly, the changes will be happened. So offers will be updated and changes will be updated in live, right? So whatever changes happen in the local gate, that will be pushed to the application servers. So immediately that will be reflect to the application, Flipkart or Amazon shopping site. Okay, yeah. So in non-live application, so this is a live application. In non-live applications also there, non-live applications. So non-live application is nothing but, for example, harshatrainings.com. This is a non-live application. So in the Flipkart, on the fly, they give the offers, right? So that will be reflect automatically the Flipkart. But so this is non-live application, which is harshatrainings.com. This is non-live application. So when we want to update anything on the Harsha Trainings, what we will do? We can stop the website, right? We can update. But Flipkart, they don't stop because that is a live application. So in the harshatrainings.com, we can update whatever we want. We can stop the website, we can update, right? Yeah. So in non-live application, whatever WAR files are generated by Maven, that we can store on the one repository tool, which is Nexus Repo. Nexus repository, right? So what is Nexus? Why we require Nexus here? Okay, so Nexus is a repository tool. This is specially designed to store our artifacts. Artifact is nothing but archive file, like jar file, war file, ER file. whatever developers are developing here, right? That will be converted into one artifact, right? By yeah. So by using Maven, we can convert into artifact. That artifacts we can store in the Nexus repository in the non-live applications. For example, so developers are working on some sprint. So the sprint is completed here. Once sprint is completed, that will be converted into one war file by using Maven. That war files we can store in the Nexus here. Okay. So whenever we have release, by the time we can push this war file to application servers and we can deploy the applications on target servers. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions up to here, anyone? So in this flow, any questions up to here, anyone?
So if that testing happened before converting Maven,
Yes. So before converting to Maven also, code will be reviewed. So once convert into war file also, code will be reviewed. Yes. Up to here, any questions, anyone? Online guys? Yeah. So enterprise application is nothing but so enterprise level we use enterprise level. Yeah. So credit card application, banking applications, right? And different applications are there, right? So like Google, and YouTube, right? And Instagram, this type of applications, right? So non-live applications, we can generate war file and we can store that war file onto Nexus repo. So whenever we have release, whenever we have release, what is release? Anyone? Release. Developers always talk about release. We have this weekend release, next weekend release. So once a sprint is completed, that will be converted into one war file that we can store onto Nexus. Whenever we have release, by the time this war files we can push to the application servers and we deploy onto application server. So in live application, on the fly we can push to the application server this war file. But in non-live application, we can store this war files into Nexus. When we have release, by the time we can push to application servers and we can deploy onto application servers. Clear, right, everyone? This is very important process. Entire DevOps we follow this process. Entire DevOps. While attending interviews also, we need to explain this CI/CD flow. This is build and release process or CI/CD flow. You can say CI/CD flow. Clear, right, everyone? Yeah. So along with these tools, we have another tools also. What are those tools? Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, and also Terraform, Grafana, and also ELK stack. So these are the tools available still. Okay, in our course, these are the tools. What is Ansible, anyone? What is Ansible, anyone? It is a, we discussed already in the demo session, right? Ansible is a configuration management tool. Configuration management tool, automation tool. Ansible is a automation tool, right? Yeah. So by using Ansible, we can automate any activities. So manual activities we can do in automated way by using Ansible, right? So Ansible is the core tool, advanced tool. By using this, we can automate any activities, right? Yeah. So for example, Java deployment we discussed already in the demo session. So if you want to deploy Java on 1,000 servers, okay. So by using Ansible, you can deploy within a minute by using Ansible. Okay. Yeah. So we can, if you want to pull the code, if you want to push the code, if you want to merge the code by using Ansible, you can perform. Okay. So this is very advanced tool, very core tool. Next one is Docker. What is Docker? Anyone? Container tool. Docker is a container tool. So what is container? It is advanced to virtual servers. Container is a advanced virtual server, right? So in real-time projects, we deploy applications on servers, right? In advanced level, we deploy applications on containers. So currently, most of the project teams they're using Docker containers. Okay, yeah, we can deploy the applications on containers. So containers are very lightweight, so standalone, very faster. So currently, online shopping is very faster, right? Because of backend, we have Docker containers are there. So when we book groceries, we are getting within 5 minutes, like Blinkit, Blinkit, Danjo, Japto. These are all uh, digital applications, right? When we book any groceries, we'll get within 5 minutes, 10 minutes also, right? So because backend they have Docker containers, right? Yeah. So Docker containers are very important. So tomorrow we'll work on this. Tomorrow we'll see this. So tomorrow, day after, we have servers, networks, IP addresses, subnet masks, gateways, routers, switches, right? Failovers, firewalls. These are basics will be covered tomorrow, day after. By the time we discuss about Docker also, right? So tomorrow I'll show you Docker importance. Fine. Yeah. So next one is Kubernetes. What is Kubernetes? Anyone? What is Kubernetes? Kubernetes is a orchestration tool. So orchestration. What is orchestration? Anyone? What is orchestra? Anyone having idea? Orchestra. What is orchestra? Right? Music instruments. Right? Together they play. Which is orchestra? Orchestration. What is orchestration? Orchestration is nothing but, so in the orchestra, middle of the instruments, one person will stand and he will move the hands. He will control all the instruments, right? So which is nothing but orchestration. Which is nothing but orchestration. The person who is standing and moving the hands is orchestration. He will control all the instruments. Same way, Kubernetes control all the node servers. It is the orchestration. So Docker, Kubernetes, these two are very core tools. If you are good in Docker and Kubernetes, you can easily crack your entry. You can easily crack your entry. So Docker, Kubernetes learning is very easier, right? So these are very user-friendly tools. Very easy to we can easily learn these tools, but you need to spend some time. You need to practice daily basis. Okay. If you are good in Docker and Kubernetes, you get a very good package also. Okay. So currently package is also very good. So one of my ex-colleague is Kubernetes engineer. Is Kubernetes engineer. Recently he moved to HSBase. He got a 43 lakh package. 43, nearly 43, including variable pay and all. He got 43 lakh package. He's having hardly 9 years experience. 9 years hardly. So packages are very good in Kubernetes and Docker, right? Yeah. So currently Kubernetes Docker is very hot in the market because everywhere we are using digital application, right? Yeah. So orchestration is it is a daemon. It will maintain all the node servers. Okay. Next one is Terraform. What is Terraform? Terraform is a infrastructure automation tool. Terraform is a infrastructure automation tool. We can automate the infrastructure, right? So if you want to create 100 servers by using Terraform, you can create within 1 minute. If you want to create 200 servers within 1 minute with all packages, all configurations, we can use the Terraform to automate the infrastructure, right? So next one is Grafana. What is Grafana? This is monitoring tool. Even ELK stack also. Both are monitoring tools. In DevOps, these two are very important tools to monitor the resources. In AWS we have monitoring tools which are CloudWatch, CloudTrail. In DevOps, we have Grafana ELK stack. These are the very popular tools. So every tool will go deep dive. So from Git onwards, so 7 a.m. batch, 7 a.m. batch, Git is going. Git is going in 7 a.m. batch. So it will take 5 days. Git will take 5 days. See here, Git branching strategies, today's concept. So this is Git workflow. Git workflow. Developers, how they start the development, right? How they work on the development activity, right? As the DevOps engineer, what we will do. So this is the Git session today happened in the 7 a.m. batch, right? Yeah. So every tool from Git onwards, first we'll start with Git in DevOps. So in our course, first we'll start AWS. So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on basics, servers, networks. Okay. So first you understand the basics. Slowly, we'll enter into AWS. So if I directly go to AWS, you will not understand. The terminology would be very important, right? So cloud terminology is very important. So if you understand servers and networks basics, you can easily cope up in the AWS environment. That is why tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on basics, data centers, servers, networks, switches, routers, IP addresses, subnet mask, failovers, firewalls. These are all very important. Once complete that, slowly we'll enter into AWS. How to create AWS account? How can we start working on the AWS account? So this is AWS account. I'll show you quickly. So AWS is very easier to handle AWS resources. It's very easier. This is my AWS account. This is the AWS dashboard. See here? So these are all services, right? These are all data centers across the globe. These are all data centers. US data centers, Mumbai, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, Canada Central, Frankfurt. These are all Europe, right? So these are all data centers. What is data center? How can we work on the data center? How can we create the resources, right? So these are the services available. So slowly we'll enter into AWS, right? We don't directly go to AWS, don't directly go to DevOps. First, we need to understand basics. So our course is, yeah, from scratch it will be started. So non-IT guys, freshers, and the guys who is having experience on other technology, they can easily switch into DevOps only. Okay. So in my previous batches, once completed the 80% of the course, 7 people got the offer, 7 to 8 people. Once completed the 80% only, 80% of the course. Okay. Yeah. So once complete the Kubernetes, we can start preparing the resumes, right? Yeah, so you can start attending interviews. I guide you how to attend the interviews, how can we present in the interviews, right? What type of questions they ask, how can we explain the answers, that will be covered in the sessions, daily sessions. Okay, so but your side, you need to dedicate 3 months. You need to practice daily basis. Within 3 months, you can easily crack your interview. You can get into the project. Okay, that level of training will be provided. Fine. So everyone make sure everyone should practice daily basis only, right? So people will think like we can practice weekend all the sessions, not like that, right? So you can see 1 hour recording. You can go through 1 hour. So after 1 hour, mind will not support, right? That is why daily basis you will get one recording session. So once session is completed, you get the recording session. You can go through the recording session, you can note down all the steps, right? You can practice. That practice you need to do coming 3 months. If you perform like, if you follow the process, you can easily crack your interview, you can easily get into the project, right? Yeah. Fine. So this is our SDLC process, right? So developers, what they will do, what is our role, right? So as a DevOps engineer, our role starts from Jenkins. Okay, we don't do any coding part, we don't do any testing part. So as a DevOps engineer, we are in middle. We coordinate with the developers, testers, operations team, right? Yeah. So every tool will go deep dive. So every tool clearly, so basic level to advanced level, we discuss in our sessions. Fine. Clear, right, everyone? Up to here, any questions, anyone? Yeah, ELK stack is a monitoring tool. Yeah. So recession is almost completing. So recession is there not only for DevOps, every technology, every technology. Yeah. So less openings. So currently it is slowly it is going. Recession is going. So every 5 years, every 5 to 6 years, recession will be happened, right? So even in 2016 also, recession was happened. By the time, so 50% of the jobs gone. Later, after 3 4 months, what happened? The jobs increased to double, triple also. Same way, same situation will be happened after 1 or 2 months. Okay, so yeah, once the recession is set closed, jobs will be increased to double and triple. Okay, so don't need to worry about recession. Fine. Any other questions? Anyone so far? Terraform, Ansible, not similar. So Ansible is a configuration management tool. Terraform is a infrastructure automation. Var, jar, ER file examples. Okay, so these are the examples. Desktop application, web application, enterprise application. Desktop application is calculator, for example. Web application is the application which we host in the server, right? So enterprise application, enterprise level we can use the applications, right? Now let us go through course content today. Okay, so we have still 10 minutes time, right? So let us go through course content. So course content is, we have very good course content. So we go through all the services in the course content. I'll show you. This is our course content. AWS plus DevOps plus AWS plus Linux. Okay, yeah. So here, see here. What is DevOps? SDLC. SDLC will be repeated again. SDLC will be repeated again, right? What is Agile? What is Scrum? So here, DevOps lifecycle, Linux also will be covered. So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on basics, right? After that, AWS will be started. So once we start AWS, yeah. So in AWS for services, EC2. Once complete the EC2, we are going to work on Linux. 3 to 4 sessions. We are going to work on Linux. So whatever commands we required. So commands, these are the modules here. Linux overview, what is operating system, what is Linux, Unix, Linux versus Windows, Linux flavors, Linux architecture, Linux commands, yeah, files reading, user management, group management, file system management, editors. These are the concepts we are going to discuss on Linux. Okay, yeah. So shell scripting also will be covered. Shell scripting. It is very easier, very simple. Shell scripting is very easier, very simple. Right? Yeah. So next one, Git in DevOps, Git will be started. Git, Maven, yeah. So this is Jenkins, continuous integration tool. Jenkins, right? And Ansible, Jenkins, see here. This is the Jenkins content. From here to here, Jenkins content. Okay. So Sonar, not Sona. Sorry, this is Nexus. Nexus is the repository tool, right? Sonar also there here. So this is Ansible, Docker. These are the modules, Docker modules, and Kubernetes, Grafana, and ELK stack monitoring tools. So this is the IAC tool, which is Terraform. Infrastructure as a code. IAC full form is infrastructure as a code, right? Yeah. Next one, cloud computing, AWS services, right? So introduction to cloud computing, yeah, Elastic Compute Cloud, first service which is EC2, right? So introduction to Amazon Web Services, AWS regions and zones, yeah, AMIs, Amazon Machine Images, VM creation in AWS, EC2 instances, right? So network and security, Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, VPC, load balancing, ELB, yeah, EBS, Elastic Block Storage, auto scaling, AWS auto scaling, Route 53, databases, RDS, relational database, right? Security and identity, yeah, identity service which is IAM. So CloudWatch, CloudTrail, CloudFormation, S3, right? And SES, simple email service. These are all services. See here, simple queue service, AWS Lambdas, right? SNSS, simple notification service, AWS backups, Elastic Bean Stack, right? Interview guidance. How can we prepare for interview? Resume preparation, frequent asked questions, interview tips and tricks, certification overview also. So if you want to do certification, yeah, how can you complete the? How can we write the exam? So if you need any support, right? How can you get the support that we will discuss, right? So this is heavy content, right? So 3 months or 3 months 1 week it will take maximum, right? Yeah, so by Jan ending we are going to complete our course by Jan ending or February 1st week. Okay, yeah, our batch number is 80, right? So far 79, 78, 77 batches going on. So morning 7 a.m. batch going on. So next batch is 79 batch 9 a.m. to 10 a.m, right? So evening batch also 77 batch is going on. Evening 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Our batch number is 80, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. IST, right? Any questions up to here? I share with you this course content. So in the group, I post this course content. If anyone required, so the people who are not in the group, so just let me know. You can ping me the WhatsApp. I'll share with you this course content. So you can compare the course content with any other institutes, and you can compare the fee also. Fee also, right? So earlier it was 22,000 course fee. So currently we are giving 50% off, 11,000 plus GST, 18%, right? Yeah. So you can compare the content also. You can go through the demo recordings and you can plan accordingly. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions, anyone so far? Yeah. So course will be very slow. So not very faster, right? So this is the introduction sessions, right? Yeah. So our tools and AWS services will move very slowly and very clearly from scratch. Recording sessions I'll share with you. Don't worry. Yeah, three demos happened already. This is fourth introduction. SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. Okay. So I'll provide you three recordings. So you can take down my number. I already shared my number. You can ping me in the WhatsApp. I'll share with you. My mobile number is 96422 11711. So can you provide everyone? Can you provide everyone who are not given the number? Can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat? Can you provide your WhatsApp number, email address in the chat so that we'll provide you previous recordings and if you need course content, we provide you WhatsApp number and email address. If you want to talk to me, you can WhatsApp me or you can call me after 10:30 a.m. Fine. So while practicing, if you have any questions, if you are facing any issues, you can take the screenshot and post into the WhatsApp group which we already created. So our WhatsApp group already created 80th batch, right? Group already created. So everyone, if you are facing any issues while practicing, so practical sessions not yet started, right? So we'll start very soon. Okay. So our course is more into practical only, practical oriented. These are all introductions, right? Our course is more into practical only. Practical will see all the tools, all the services. Fine. Yeah, so we can wind up here. If anyone having any other questions, you can WhatsApp me, you can call me, so that we'll discuss. Any questions, anyone so far? Online guys, I gave you unmute option.
Hello.
If you have any,
Hello.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah, go ahead.
Ram, how many live projects can we finish?
How many?
Live project we can
Live,
finish.
right. So four projects will be covered. Live projects, four projects will be covered. CI/CD project, and also Kubernetes project, Docker project, migration project. Four live projects will be covered. So along with that, small projects, 10 projects will be covered. 10 projects, small projects.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Fine. Yeah. So if you have any more questions, you can WhatsApp me and you can call me after 10:30 so that we'll discuss. Fine. Yeah, we can wind up here. Yeah, tomorrow link will be changed. Okay. So if you are interested, you can register today and you can add into WhatsApp group as soon as possible. So registered means you can make the fee and you can send the screenshot to me so that we'll add into WhatsApp group. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.